India is the home for many wonders. The ancient Hindu healthcare system was astonishingly advanced. When the world was not even aware of the basic medical science, plastic surgeries were conducted in India. Many great scientific and technological inventions were made in ancient India. Some of them were quite mysterious. Let's throw some light on them. Let's start our hunt with the great science and a wonderful math, Akshahridai. One who masters this skill can make numbers dance to their rhythm. It's a great work of numerology. The tedious calculations, which can be done only by a computer or a calculator, can be done in an instant of time with Akshahridai. The prediction of numbers on dice, the count of number of leaves on a tree can be easily done with this wonderful skill. There were details of Akshahridai in Mahabharata. It was also discussed in the story of Nala, the king of Nishida, and Damayanti, daughter of Bhim, king of Vidarbha. King Nala loses his kingdom because of his ill fate through the game of dice. At the same time, he gets separated from Damayanti and gets lost in a forest. Unfortunately, he gets bitten by a serpent called Karkotak. While saving him from a huge fire surrounding him in the forest, and turns into an ugly and unrecognized dwarf. Karkotak says that it was just a part of his fate and unchangeable. He advises Nala to seek the refuge of the king named Rituparn and takes leave, wishing him good luck. Rituparn is not only a king, but also a great expert in numerology. He mastered all the skills of Akshahridai. He could count the branches, leaves, and fruits for any tree in just a fraction of a second. On Karkotak's advice, Nala changes his name as Bahuk and joins a job in Rituparn's court. During the same time, the king of Vidarbha announces the Swayamvar of his daughter Damayanti. She was a matchless beauty. Rituparn didn't want to miss this opportunity. The king was searching for a charioteer who can rise as fast as wind and take him to Vidarbha overnight. Then Nala told that he knew much about horses and chariot riding when he worked in Nala's court. They both set off for Vidarbha. On their way, when the upper garment of Rituparn falls off, he asks Nala to get it and gets shocked by his reply that they have already travelled 1 yojan distance, that is 10 kilometers approximately. On sighting a tree on the way, Rituparn says that there are 2 crore leaves and 2,900 fruits on the tree. Now it becomes Nala's turn to get shocked. Nala is an expert of Ashwahridai, the skill of riding horses at lightning speed, and Rituparn is an expert of Akshahridai. Both of them come in terms to share their knowledge with each other. With the help of Akshavidya, Nala earns his kingdom back, which was the reason for losing it. Shikuni is the only one who can match to the level of Rituparn and Nala in this skill. Yudhishthir, not being aware of this skill by then, gets badly defeated and was sent on exile. Later he learns it from a sage. Akshahridai is the magic eye which can predict the numbers that turn up on the dice. Let's now have a look into the Ashwahridai of which Nala was an expert. As the name suggests, it is about the horses. Lord Krishna and Nakul from Mahabharata were also well aware of this skill. While Pandavas were residing in King Virat's kingdom, Nakul gave outstanding training to horses using Akshahridai. King Shalya, the charioteer of Karn, was also skilled in this. Horse is a symbol of speed. That's the reason why the speed of an engine is calculated in horsepower. There are several techniques in Akshahridai for handling the horses, improve their speed, understand them, and make them follow your will. Ancient kings attained victory in many battles in following several techniques like this. The next one in the row is Shilahridai. The Pradeshwara temple in Tanjavur, which was built with massive stones thousands of years ago, is still and pristine. How the 80-ton rock was placed on the temple spire was still a mystery. The story of Konark temple was also similar to this. It was built by the great sculptor Vishnu Maharana in 13th century. 1200 sculptors worked in the construction of this temple, but none of them were able to mount the rock on the spire of the temple. But there are some stories heard saying that Dharmapada, the son of Vishnu Maharana, mounted the rock on the spire all by himself overnight. Hundreds of elephants were unable to lift it. How was it possible? It's believed that Shilahrudai was the mysterious science which made it possible. There was no clue how this great technique in the construction of temples has vanished just like that. It's said that the gravity of a stone can be made zero, as if in space, using this technique. Irrespective of the weight, anything can be lifted with little effort in space. The next one is Parakai Pravesh. It's the process in which one person's astral body enters into another person's physical body. There are also many movies made on this subject. It's being said that the great sage Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya has himself gone through this procedure. The book Parakai Pravesh was written by a sage named Valakhil. It was mentioned about 32 types of yogas and 8 siddhis. This process needs one to have complete control over one's body, and it should respond to one's orders. Once a queen gets into a spiritual argument with Adi Shankaracharya. She requests him to clear her doubts and calm Shastra, and says that he should have hands-on experience before clearing them. Adi Shankaracharya was a celibate priest for life. How could he do that? He requested for a month's time. It's believed that he did Parakai Pravesh into a king's body. There are said to be Panchapuranas, 5 forms of life. They are Prana, Samana, Upana, Udana and Vyana. It's been said in Vedas and Upanishads that prana controls the breath, touch and thoughts of a person. That's why a person is declared dead when he doesn't breathe. After death, it takes at least 2 hours for the prana to leave the body. That's the reason why the dead body is not cremated immediately after death. One of the Panchapranas will be alive for a long time even after death, and that is Vyana. The prana travels out of body through Vyana. As per Hindu tradition, it's believed that prana wanders nearby for 12 days after death. That's the reason why the rituals done after death, called Karmakan, are carried out for 12 days. If one gains control over this Vyana, they can control the prana, that is life. They can bring it out of the body upon their will and put it back as well. Adi Shankaracharya has used this procedure for Parakai Pravesh. His astral body, Pran, has left his physical body and entered into the body of a king who had just died because of a snake bite. Like this, he answers all the questions of the queen. That's the unbelievable theory of Parakai Pravesh. There are many other wonderful and mysterious disciplines in India which could not be solved by today's science. Let's know about some of them. Shakun Shastra, Woman Astrology, which was written by sage Garga. It's about the predicting of the auspicious and inauspicious consequences based on the signs like the tweets of birds, words of people, and changes in nature, etc. As the dog barks identifying strangers, in the same way, butterflies can also sense the natural disasters. Human beings express their emotions in many ways. In the same ways, animals and birds, which are integrated into the nature, express nature's emotions. Vishashastra, the theory of poisons. This was written by Ashwini Kumars. In this theory, 32 types of poisons, their preparation, their nature, and also their antidotes were written. Gajashastra, the study of elephants. It said that it was written by Lord Kumaraswamy himself. In this, there were 16 methods to identify the characteristics of the bodies of elephants. Mahendra Jal Magic. This book was written by a sage called Veerabahu. All the wizardry tricks are mentioned in this book, like floating in air, walking on water, and many other illusions. Many such fascinating things were written by our ancient sages. Unfortunately, the origins were destroyed by the endless invasions the country has faced. Even now, we can still witness many mysteries written by sages that challenge science and leave man awestruck.